When I joined Bootcamp, it really helped me a lot. I would consider it one of the great decisions that I made in my professional career because I come from a very small town in Chhattisgarh. I worked as an electrical engineer for about a year in an electrical power plant. I started reading articles that what is the data science and machine learning all about.
And understanding these programming languages, so how did you practice it?
For PayTm, the thing is that the interview process and the technical rounds completely depends upon the...
Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning Bridge. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. So I am back with another amazing and really inspirational podcast for all the aspiring data scientists. Few weeks back, I was invited by Analytics Vidhya for an event, and there I got a chance to interact with their alumni. Few were completely freshers, few were experienced candidates with some working experience, and with the help of Analytics Vidhya's bootcamp, they got the job offers from top-notch companies for different data-related profiles like data scientist, machine learning engineer, and data analyst. And Analytics Vidhya's data science immersive program is a job guaranteed 7 months long training program, which comes with an optional paid internship with a high focus on practical learning skills such as projects, mock interviews, assessments, and etc. So in this podcast, Amandeep will share his entire experience because he joined Analytics Vidhya's program full-time with an internship, and his journey is really inspiring and it will definitely motivate all the aspiring data scientists because Amandeep is a fresher. He completed his graduation from Tier 3 college, that too in the electrical engineering branch, and in the starting 1 year of his career, he worked in a power plant as an electrical engineer, and he cracked a data science job in India's best fintech company, that too PayTm. So in this podcast, he will share everything including PayTm interview experience for the data science role as a fresher, how he moved into the data science machine learning, what kind of roadmap he followed, what kind of things he studied, learned, what was his strategy, what all things actually helped him in his career, data science job opportunities for non-tech students from Tier 3 colleges, and many more informative stuff. So make sure you watch this podcast till the very end, and also you can help all the aspiring data scientists and entire data community by liking this video in really big numbers. Let's target 1500 likes, and you can share your experience as well in the comment section. If you are coming from such tough background and cracked some of the good roles for the data profiles in different companies, you can share your experience. I would love to hear your experience, and other folks can also learn from your journey. So feel free to share everything in the comment section. And if you're new to my channel and liking every content related to the data, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the notification icon. Thank you so much, Amandeep, for joining my podcast. And guys, this one is going to be really wonderful session and really informative because Amandeep actually cracked the data science machine learning role at PayTm, and that too being a fresher. So we'll be full of information. Watch this one till the very end. Amandeep, it would be really great if you can introduce yourself to the audience and a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so hi Shashank, it's really nice meeting you. I have always followed your work and it was so nice to meet you finally.
Awesome.
So about me, basically, my name is Amandeep Singh. I have graduated in 2017 as an electrical engineer. So I come from a very small town in Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
And yeah, after my graduation, I worked as an electrical engineer for about a year in an electrical power plant. So it was near to my hometown there. And what I thought was, for the complete year, the job was completely monotonous. So I have to repeat the same banal task each day, every day. So I thought that, okay, I'm not at all satisfied with this kind of job because I am doing the same things again, right? And it was not giving me any prospects for learning. So then this is when I decided like I want to switch to a profile where not only I would learn, but I would grow as a professional as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the main reason for me for joining a data science profile.
Awesome. So as you mentioned, you are graduated from the electrical engineering background. Yeah. So how did you come to know about the data science and machine learning backgrounds? Because in college, still we are in the phase where folks are too much interested for the SD profiles, right? They think SDs are the something, or software engineering profiles are something where people are making good money, they are cracking good companies. Yeah. So how did you come to know about this thing, and why did you find it very interesting?
Yeah, so funny story, during my college I was campus placed for Tech Mahindra as well,
okay,
for a software profile only. But at that time, due to some situations, I was not able to join that as well. So after that, I wanted to stay in my field. I wanted to work as an electrical engineer. Not knowing more about the work, I joined it. And after I worked there, I thought that, okay, so this is not going to work for me. Then I read an article from New York Times, like the article basically was saying that how data science is going to revolutionize the IT industry. So that really piqued my interest, and then I thought, okay, I should know more about this field. I should look into it. I started reading articles that what is the data science and machine learning all about. I started looking for more and more resources where I can learn about it. So that is how I got into data science, and I got to learn that what does it mean, so what does it represent basically.
Quite awesome. And that's what I kept on saying on my YouTube channel as well, that you should be self-aware, just try to explore what are the recent trends in the IT. Nobody is gonna come and tell you that you can move into these and that kind of profiles. So this is pretty amazing, Amandeep. You found your interest in the data science, big data domain. And you can also let me know in the comments if you're coming from different background, different branch like civil and electrical, any other, and moved into data science, machine learning, data engineering, anything. Let me know in the comment section. And if you want to help other aspiring data professionals, like this video in really big numbers so that we can help the entire data community. As you said, you found your interest in the data science and machine learning, but as a fresher, obviously it is not an easy task. In the beginning, you might have faced lots of challenges, lots of difficulties. So can you tell me like what were those challenges and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, definitely, Shashank. So the main thing that I saw while learning about this field was that there are a lot of resources online about Python, about SQL, about machine learning. You can basically go on and learn anything from free right now, but there is not a structured part defined for any or a person like me who is new into this field, right? So he doesn't have any idea like I will learn Python, I will learn SQL, and I will learn machine learning. But how can I utilize the skills that I have learned in real life scenarios? So that, according to me, was one of the biggest obstacles that I overcame. Also, what I thought was that I was learning Python, I was learning SQL, but I was not able to apply them on real life scenarios. So that is also one of the great issues that we face, that people might learn some skills online for free, but they are not able to utilize them because they don't know how does the industry works. So I think that is a drawback, that you have to get into a profile to know that how you can utilize the skills. Another thing that I thought was the structured thinking was lacking for me, because even if you learn about Python or data science or machine learning, even SQL itself, if you don't have any structured thinking and if you don't have your logic building abilities, then you cannot move ahead without them. Because I think if you are not structured in the way that you approach a problem, and that is definitely going to mess up the way you look at problems, right? So you are not being able to solve the real life world problems without the structured thinking. So that was a part that I thought I was lacking at the starting of my career.
No, I completely agree with your points, Amandeep. And as a fresher, at least for the big data domain is a very vast thing, right? And still, this is a very debative topic: free courses versus paid courses, right? And people think probably tech companies are just making lots of money with their paid courses, but it is the fact that they are also getting benefited from it, right? The point you mentioned, structured things, practical understanding. And honestly speaking, if you want to move into the big data domain, practical understanding is way much more important than the theoretical aspects. And if you want to put your own efforts, and you can definitely consume things for free resources, but you will be quite unsure whether it is the correct roadmap for you or you are in the right direction or not. There is no harm, right, to opt for the paid courses and learn from them. So completely agree with your point. And you can also let me know in the comment section whether you are in the favor of free courses, free material, or the paid courses. And also, if you are aspiring data scientist, machine learning engineer, let me know top 3 most important skill sets for this domain. Let me know in the comment section. You talked about the challenges, but the most important challenge, I would say, and that too, like you are from the electrical engineering background, not from CSIT. So did you face any difficulties in the programming aspects of data science and machine learning, like Python, R? So if you faced challenges while building logic and understanding these programming languages, so how did you practice it? How did you tackle it, overcome it?
Yeah, so while I was learning to program, what I thought was that I have always been good in mathematics, even from my school days, right? So that has really helped me a lot in building logics. So at first, I faced a lot of issues while writing big codes, because when you want to solve a problem, you don't have any clear idea in your mind, like how can we program something to solve a problem, right? So with time, I learned that you have to break a bigger problem into smaller chunks, and you have to first of all get the smallest chunks right, and you have to then connect them together, right? It comes with practice. So I would suggest that you have to practice on your programming skills on a daily basis. You can pick out any real life scenarios on any problems on LeetCode and any other websites. You can practice them, you can use different approaches. So one very useful trick that I used was, I just at random picked any problem on any coding websites. First of all, I tried to solve them using a specific data structure.
Okay.
And I forced myself to use that data structure only to code that problem, right? So that really helps, because you are going to you are going to become aware about different algorithms, like how can you use different data structures, what are the functions associated with them, and that will help you in getting really good in programming. Yeah. So I definitely faced some difficulties, but I would say that practice just makes you perfect, right? So as long as you are solving problems on a daily basis, as long as you are practicing on a daily basis, I think that it is not an obstacle that you cannot overcome. It would be much more helpful if you are going to practice daily. You will definitely become good at programming. One thing that I really felt was very helpful for me was I did a lot of research while joining Bootcamp. So Bootcamp is a basically program or a data science course by Analytics Vidhya.
Okay.
And I have been really a real advocate for Analytics Vidhya, because I have been learning from their blogs and the different resource materials and content that they publish on data science and machine learning. So then I just while scrolling through the blogs, I came to know about Bootcamp. And when I joined Bootcamp, it really helped me a lot. I would consider it one of the great decisions that I made in my professional career, because it has really helped me a lot. The trainers, they have a lot of experience that they bring with them. They have experience that how you are going to approach any problem. And they not only we had like revision sessions daily, even if we are stuck anywhere, right, while programming or doing anything. So they are going to help you a lot. There are other courses as well, but while my research I talked to a lot of professionals as well, and I found out that this course will really help me better than as compared to other courses.
I am also you can say a good advocate for the Analytics with the program. Whenever folks ask me that, sir, I want to move into data science, I want to understand big data, can you suggest some platforms, resources? I suggest 2-3 things for sure. And first, let's say the Kaggle part. Obviously, if you just move deep dive into the data science, data sets, understand them. And second is definitely the Analytics with that, because I personally used it. I know how well they are contributing in the big data domain, right? So that's pretty cool. Since we talked about the programming, and you can tell me in the comment section whether you are moving ahead with the Python or R for the data science or machine learning. Amandeep, this is the most important question of this entire podcast, and I am pretty sure most of the folks are waiting for this question, that is related to the interview experience. Since now you're working at PayTm, you cracked the senior associate role for the data science and machine learning. So people are interested to know the overall interview process, because I also feel very excited when I see a fresher cracking these kind of job roles. So what would be the interview process? How many rounds would have been there? And what were the questions interviewers were asking to them? So if you can explain the entire thing, that would be really helpful for the audience.
Yeah, sure, Shashank. So for PayTm, the thing is that the interview process and the technical rounds completely depends upon the team that you are going to be joining or for the post that you have applied for.
Okay.
So for me, since I was joining a data science and machine learning team, and the work is going to be on data science analysis and machine learning, so the technical rounds, the interview process were synced to that. So the interviewers are going to design the technical rounds on their own, and they are going to test the skills that they used on a daily basis. So for me, in the technical rounds, I had questions from SQL, from machine learning, from Python as well.
Okay.
And not only coding questions, I had subjective questions as well, where I had to explain my approach to the interviewer or to the person who is taking my interview, that given a certain situation or given a certain problem, in a certain condition, how am I going to approach any problem? So not only coding, I do have to write my approach as well along with the code. So there were both coding and subjective rounds as well in the technical round. After the technical round was cleared, I had my first interview, which was fairly technical, and the majority of questions were SQL, machine learning and Python based. So that interview went on around 40 to 45 minutes. For the second round, it was basically kind of a managerial round where I got to interact with the managers that I'm going to work with, including the technical round. There were 4 rounds for me for PayTm.
So if you are targeting companies like PayTm, then I think this would be the generic process for you as well as a fresher. And let's say if you appeared recently in any of the interviews for the data science machine learning engineer role, share your experience in the comment section so that we can help lots of folks with your experience as well. Amandeep, so you talked about the Analytics with their bootcamps, right? And we all know bootcamps is not an easy thing to attend, right? It is a rigorous process in itself. So like in this journey, do you remember any lowest point where you felt demotivated or you felt probably this is not working out well for you? So share that experience.
Yeah, so I vividly remember, right? So bootcamp really was a vigorous process for me because used to have classes daily. After that, we used to have revision sessions as well, where we should clarify all our doubts precisely, right? So I thought that a lot of things are being taught to me in a very small space of time, right? I didn't have time to learn myself. I didn't have time to grow myself. So I took this thing to the mentors as well. I thought that they are going very fast, or I'm not getting enough time to learn the things, right? So boot camps are basically designed in a way that the stuff that you are going to learn in about 1.5 years, they are going to teach you that in 6 months. But again, you have to put your heart and soul into a program when you are going for it. So for me, switch was not easy. I remember vividly that my friends used to go out to play. So I love playing volleyball and football. Yeah. So my friends just went out to go and play. They would ask me, Aman, let's go play. I have to tell them that I am not going out to play because I am going to study, right? So these are some tough decisions that you have to make, but they are going to be very fruitful for you. You are getting support of the mentors as well. So you are getting a proper structured path, which I mentioned. That structured thinking is important, and you are getting a structured path on how to learn things, right? So yeah, even though bootcamp was rigorous, I just kept on learning. I never lost hope, and I knew at the end of the day I'm going to be somewhere good, right? So that was my motivation in moving forward bootcamp, right?
That's great. Yeah. That's great, and the result was definitely really fruitful.
Yeah.
But consistency is something like which matters a lot, and you have to be really dedicated for something if you want to achieve anything in your life. That's what you did. So really fantastic. Before joining the PayTm, you did internship in the data science role itself.
Yeah.
So from the freshers perspective, how much important internship is, right? What kind of role it plays in your career growth and cracking the job interviews as well?
So if you are trying to move into a data science profile as a fresher, I would say that internships play a major role because you are going to learn things that otherwise you can't have. Your approach changes about a problem, right? Even in the interview, if you answer a question, let's say someone asks me a question about machine learning. If I would have learned on my own, my answer would be different, right? But if I have done some internships, I have worked on some real life data sets. So my answers, my approach would be different as compared to if I was learning on my own.
Yeah.
So I think that internship really enhances your skills. It really brings out the best in you, and they play a very vital role. So if you are a fresher, I would definitely suggest that you look for internships, and you should go for internships without a doubt because they are definitely going to help you. Even if you are not getting that much of a money in the beginning, but you are going to learn, and that is the most important thing.
So any of you who got the internships, then you can suggest your way that how you find those opportunities, so it can actually help the other folks as well. So share that experience in the comments. You might have seen people are sometimes very clueless that what kind of preparation they need to do, right, in order to crack the interviews in some good top tech companies. So for you, how did you prepare for the interviews like in the companies, PayTm, and how did this Analytics Vidhya Bootcamp help you to crack your interviews?
So answering like how did I practice for interviews? So I used to read a lot. I used to read a lot of blogs. I have subscribed for different type of artificial AI and machine learning blogs or channels.
Okay.
So I regularly read them about the new technologies. I keep myself updated. So that really helps you for your interview preparation as well, because that really gives you an edge. You are well aware that what is the current scenario, what is the current advancement that are going on in this field. Talking about Analytics Vidhya, they are really in sync with the industry. They have defined the course in a manner that really suits each and every profile that you are looking for. Let's say if you want to move into a data analytics field. So they have designed the courses in a manner that you will be performing the tasks or you will be working on projects that real data analysts perform on real life scenarios, right? So that really helps you in a way that you are well prepared, that you know how work is done in a company as a data analyst or a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, right? So even after that, they have conducted a lot of mock interviews. I even have given like 1 or 2 interviews each and every day.
Wow.
So I have given at most like 2 to 3 mock interviews every day while preparing for interviews for data science and machine learning profiles. Yeah, so I think the more you practice, the better you get. They also help you in correcting the mistakes. Let's say that you are not clear on any concept, or they have asked you a question, but you are not that apt at answering that. So they will point it out to you that, okay, so this is the point that you missed, and you should have presented it in a manner that should be good for the interviewer as well, and he should understand you clearly, right? So again, here structured thinking plays a very important part, and they have inbuilt that structured thinking into the program. So from the very first day, we started learning from pyramid principle and funnel principle, and we started working on Excel, right? So we took a very long path, but that path was really fruitful because each and everyone, I think my fellow mates as well in bootcamp, they had a very clear thinking and very structured thinking after the bootcamp, that how are we going to approach any problem. So that has really helped me in cracking my interviews as well.
Excel part was really good, man. I didn't even imagine in a bootcamp somebody started with the Excel, right? This is great.
Because most of us generally overlook the Excel part, right? Because 90, or let's say if you are new to this profile or any data science and machine learning profile, 75 to 80% of your work will be on Excel and Google Sheets. So those are the very important part, right? So even before starting with SQL or Python, we started learning Excel, how we can make interactive dashboards on Excel. So that is how we learned in this bootcamp, right?
Awesome. This is great. And again, if you have watched our podcast till this moment, then make sure to like it as well. And also, since we were talking about the interview things, right? And if you are preparing for the interviews for the data science and machine learning role, you can let me know in the comment section how you are preparing, what's your strategy, and probably that can work out for others as well. Now we can wrap up our podcast with one last final question, because your journey is quite inspiring. So since you moved from the electrical engineering background to the data science machine learning engineering role at companies like PayTm, so what would you advise to your fellow juniors who are in the same situation, and the folks like who are watching this video, what would you advise to them?
Yeah, so first and foremost, the best advice that I can give you is stay consistent. So people think that a really easy thing to do, but believe me, if you are consistent, you understand that how hard that can become, because each and every day you have to keep yourself motivated. You have to keep yourself invested in a thing that you are going to be doing for the rest of your life. And a very big chunk of your life is going in that way, right? So you have to keep yourself motivated, stay consistent. And I would suggest that you read a lot of new things, right? So it doesn't matter that it is related to your field or something else. One should keep himself updated about the advancements in any field. So I think that would really help you in getting a better understanding of any kind of problem that businesses face today. And keep on practicing. That's the best thing you can do for yourself.
That's what I had for you guys in this podcast, and I'm pretty sure whatever experience Amandeep has shared with you all, it will definitely help you in your journey if you are moving into data science and machine learning. And if you want to help other aspiring data professionals, make sure to like this video in really big numbers. Share your thoughts, your opinions about the data science ML in the comment section. And again, at the end, I would say I will keep on bringing such kind of motivational stories for you all, where freshers are actually moving into data science and ML, and this story was one of them. So thank you so much, Amandeep, for joining my podcast and sharing your wonderful experience with the audience.
Thank you very much, Shashank.
So I hope you guys would have enjoyed this entire podcast with Amandeep, his journey, his hustle, and his experience. If yes, and if you are feeling motivated as aspiring data scientist, make sure to like this video in really big numbers and share your thoughts, opinions, or whatever you want to share in the comment section. And if you are watching any of my video for the first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the notification icon. I will see you guys in next week with another amazing, motivating, and inspiring podcast. So till then, just stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself and your family too.